Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today I thought I'd do a little review on several different types of watercolors. Through the years I've had people ask me what kind I use, obviously, and that has changed every couple years because I just keep exploring new types and finding ones I like better. And I'm talking about the cake kind that's more portable, not really the kind from tubes. So anyway, and I guess what I would like to show today is if there's a difference between really cheap ones and more expensive ones, I guess. Now, I only know, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 5 different brands that I've ever used. So outside of these brands, don't ask me because I have no idea. So this is just going through my progression of watercolors and how I like them and how much they were. So here we go. I'm trying to think of how far this goes back. Maybe 10 years, I don't know. But anyway, this is the first watercolor palette that I truly remember having other than from being whenever I was a kid. So this was pretty cheap. Let me see, I looked it up and it's about $9, $10 each. It's the, I don't even know how to say half of these names, so I'm so sorry. Low Cornell, which is a decent brand, I think. But the funny thing is, before I looked on the back for this video, I always thought these were like the Michaels off-brand of Artist Loft. I didn't even know what kind it was. These aren't that great, but they're great for beginners, and I'll tell you why. I don't know. My friend, if you've ever learned to play guitar, you'll know that you can get a crappy guitar or a good guitar right off the bat, and a lot of people end up getting a bad one, and it has, the action on it is terrible. So if you learn to play guitar with a guitar that's kind of bad and the strings are like this far from the guitar, it'll be hard, but when you finally get a good guitar, you will be like, oh my goodness, I didn't know how awesome this could be. I'm so good at it already. And you're just like going like this. That's what would happen when you paint with something like this. I'm not saying I hate these. I still use them once in a while. But the pigment isn't that opaque, I guess? I don't know. It's just the pigment isn't that good in these. So anyway, if you start out with these, that's great. It's nice and cheap, and eventually when you get a better kind, you'll be like, wow, what a treat. Excuse me. Okay, the second palette I got this because I wanted to even be even more portable and fit in my purse. I got this little stackable guy. It unscrews like this. Excuse me. And then you have 3 different tiers of colors. And the brand on this is, I don't know how to say it again, koh-i-noor. I'm gonna put all of these links under the video, so I'll have the name, the price, and the link to Amazon, because honestly I don't know how to say these things. Anyway, this one was about, well, on Amazon right now it's $11.50. I don't know how much I paid for it back in the day. Who knows? I've had this forever, and this has been a really great set. As you can see, I've used it a lot. The pigments are pretty good. So anyway, we're gonna do an actual comparison with these. I'm just showing you what they are right now. Next up, I thought, oh, I'm gonna try something like this. So this is the Koi watercolor set. I used this in a comparison on an earlier video where I compared these with the Liquitex acrylic inks, which I thought was a legit comparison because those remind me of watercolors. Well, someone made a comment on that about they thought it was a weird comparison because they're not the same at all. Whatever. And then these were like so crappy. How could you compare like this really cheap watercolor with that really great product? Well, I think these are pretty good. I know they're cheap. They were $24.97, and there are a lot better professional ones out there, but I honestly thought the pigment was really great in these, and I still use it from time to time. So it's just, these comparisons to me are kind of like, is it any different to buy the Aldi brand wine as compared to the really expensive wine that's like $20, $50, $100? A lot of people say no. So, you know, this is, but it's all opinion. Okay, next I wanted to get a smaller palette, and when I bought this, I may have gotten ripped off, I'm not sure. It was, I just wanted this tin and a watercolor in this small of a tin. And I didn't know the difference. This is the only one I could find on Amazon, so I thought surely this is a really great kind of watercolor, which it is. That's the, I forget how to say it. It's Schmincke or Schmincke? Schmincke? I'm not sure. Once again, I'll put the links below. Which supposedly is a really great watercolor brand. And I paid $99 for this little thing. There were more paints in it. I took some of them out. So this isn't, it was full. And I think these are pretty good, but honestly, I don't think it's the best. I really don't. It got me through what I wanted them for, but several years later, which is where I am now, because I was inspired by people on Instagram, I asked them what kind they use because the colors were so vibrant. I found out about the St. Petersburg White Nights watercolors. They're made in Russia. So this is my current palette. It's a little bigger than I want it to be because I wanted more colors, so I'm just gonna suck it up. But these by far are my favorites so far, and they were not the most expensive. Let's see. I originally bought, I'm looking at a piece of paper over here with my cheat sheet, and a 12 pan set, but I wanted more than that. So the 12 pan set that I got on Amazon was $29.97, and then I ordered this tin separate on Amazon that was empty, and I bought some more individual pans on eBay, and then created this palette. And then I have a couple little ones here that I from a different, this other brand that I didn't have, just to add in there. So anyway, I'll do a little swatch comparison and a little mini comparison. Okay, everyone, let's give this a go. I am using my Princeton Neptune brush that I so love. I did a review on this earlier in my YouTube channel if you would like to check it out. So one thing I need to tell you is before I use watercolors, I always spray them down with some water, and I've already done that with this one, but I just wanted to show you. That way they're all ready for you. So I'm going to start out doing swatches with black, because why not? Black is a real dark color that would give a great example of what the pigments are like. So here's I'm going from my oldest to my newest type, and this is also the cheapest one. Okay, so that's very, very light, like gray almost. Now we will do the next palette. What a difference, huh? Trying to make like, whoop, what? Uh-oh. Ignore that. Okay, on to the koi. That one's nice and dark too. Schmincke, whatever. Oh. Oh. See, now I'm reminded why I wasn't excited about this one. See how much lighter that is? It just seems like it just doesn't have as much pigment, which I'm really surprised about because I haven't heard that from other people. So maybe I got like a bogus, maybe they're fakes. I don't know, honestly. Okay, so here's the White Knights, my favorite. Okay, so yeah. Obviously, you can see huge differences with the black. Okay, so let's do green next, just because that's a color that I use a lot with my nature journaling. I think I'm gonna go with like a mid-tone green, I guess. I'm not sure which one of these to try. Obviously, they're not going to match in hue, etc., because they're not the exact same color, and I don't even know if they would come the same. Okay, so look, I can tell already there's not a lot of pigment coming out of this one. So I'm really trying to mop it up, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, that's pretty light. On to this one. Let's use this one. Much better. Let's kind of do a little gradient there. Koi. Yes. I don't know if there's one that's exactly the same. I'm not sure which one of these would be better. Maybe I'll do a little bit of both. Yeah, that's not really the same green, or even close to it. Let's try this one. Okay. Schmincke. I don't know if you can hear the birds outside, but they are going nuts right now. I have a lot of birds, pets. Not really pets, but I have a bird feeder and I had about 20 before I started this video. And I don't really have a color that's the same here either. Let me do a little bit of both of these. Because I know this one is really dark, but I really do like that color a lot. And this is more of an olive. I end up mixing these two together a lot to get the color I want. So yeah. Let's go on to some red. Let's do this. This is like orange red, and this is more like a pinky red. Well, let's go with this one. Okay, really mopping it up. Let's go to this one. This is more of a pink one too. Well, let's not do that one. Okay, there's a better one over here. A more comparable color. I had to clean it out real quick. Well, maybe it's not. Anyway, you still be able to get the point here. Koi. And Schmincke. And the white knights. And so let's do let's do a blue this time. Go with like just a mid-tone blue. These always seem to be more pastel-y, which is fine if that's what you're going for. Not my favorite. Not sure which one of these I should try, so I'm just going with the middle one. This one's more similar. Just kind of interesting. Whoops. Sorry about my squeaky chair. Koi. I like that one. Let's go over here. For some reason I only have, well, I have two blues here. They just look really dark. And the white knights. Uh-oh, which one should I use? This top one, I guess. It wasn't even that saturated already, but I guarantee it's gonna be just as well. Okay. So obviously you can see there are huge differences between them. This one at the top is consistently pretty light. And this one seems to be a little bit lighter too, depending on what color it is. I always feel like the koi has really great pigment. I will stand by that kind. That's the kind I used in that comparison that I got a little criticism about. Schmincke is okay, but I don't get the vibrancy from it that I want. And then the white knights wins. I mean, let me dry these and then you can get another look once they're dry. Okay, now that they're dry, you can see a little bit more it's so strange because it depends on the color, really. Because out of all of them, I would say the White Nights has the most vibrant colors. And Koi has very vibrant colors. This one is decent, but I didn't like the blue as much. And this one, these don't really look that bad. They're a little more translucent, but after using them a long time, trust me whenever I say I was not satisfied with them. So anyway, on to the little tiny paintings. Okay, I'm gonna try to do these fairly quickly because I don't want this video to go on forever. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint. And what I usually do is I'm gonna wet each of these down so it's got like a moisture base. Especially with doing leaves, I like the paints to run into each other with the natural bleed that they get. So I'm gonna do this real quick. Okay, so the leaf I have has some yellow in the middle. Some green on the outside. I'm not spending a lot of time on this. I just want you to see how they end up looking with the different brands. Oh man, just not excited about this low Cornell. All right, I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time on that. We'll let it dry for a while. Okay, on to these little round doodads. Green is crazy bright. I don't like that. Oh, excuse my text message there. And please don't judge me on these crappy little paintings. I am just trying to show very basically these paints. Okay, on to the Koi brand. You can see that my paper has dried a little bit, so I'm gonna have to work with that a little bit. Oops, wrong paint set. Okay, a little green. The green I wanted. Mix them up, you know. And a little bit of red at the top. Okay, I'm gonna wet this down again. That's looking pretty vibrant. And some red. These look so bad. Oh, I'm laughing. Okay. Oops, I should have wet that down again, to be fair. Okay. Oops. Okay. Just gonna go through with the different colors and add a little bit of spinies here. Oh gosh. All right. So yeah, as you can see, there's a big difference in these, and this one is just loses, totally loses. So I guess my recommendation is, if you can only afford something cheaper, I would say, looking at the different prices, I would go with these ones, which is the koh-i-noor, because these are only $11.50 and they are not bad. But if you can splurge up to $25, this. But the 12-pack of the White Knights, which is smaller than this, is only $30 on Amazon, and I would highly recommend that. I'm sure there are more expensive ones out there, but you know what? I don't know. I just don't think it's necessary. So I'm gonna play with these a little more with my paints and finish them off and end this video. I hope this was helpful. Let me know any questions you might have, or comments, like, subscribe, all those things. Have a great day, everyone.